But let's not talk about Sifuna. Yeah, let's not talk about Sifuna.
Yes, this is another beautiful day, Tuesday, 3rd of March 2026. The first quarter of the year is almost ending, and we are here live in Africa 24 for another political discussion. And of course, you know that every day, 10 p.m. East African time, we always have this big show that is happening here, as we try also to discuss more about what is happening in terms of politics. So giving you this platform to share with us your views about what do you think we need to do as a country so that we can move ahead and make Kenya a great nation. But of course, the politics is getting hot every day because next year we are having general election whereby we might get the second term of UDA government, or the opposition can claim that position and they become the next ruling party. So what do you have to say about this? We are here as we break down on matters concerning politics, because this is the political discussion that we have here every day, 10 p.m. East African time. And I have my good friend here, Giovanni. Kwanza tusalimie, atuambie where has he been since last year. We have not seen him.
Hi everyone.
Yes.
We've been around. Actually, we've been around. It's only that you have not been seeing us. And of course, the situation with Kasongo has been a bit, have been a bit trying. So my December, I had to take a long vacation at my up country home. And then now when I came back in January, of course, you also have to understand the heka for school, back to school, kurudi mabiashara, there and there, here and there. But in general, I can say the Lord has been good. My family has been okay. The country has been at peace in a long stretch, save a bit of skirmishes here and there. We have every reason to give thanks to God. We may not have the best of the government, the best of leadership, but we can say that the Lord has been merciful. Hajatuachilia to go for them to go overboard, and we are looking forward to better times. All things notwithstanding.
Thank you so much, Giovanni. Giovanni, a lot happened while you were away. A lot happened. Sifuna happened. ODM breakdown happened. Raila being betrayed. Even it's just only, I think, 3 to 4 months since he left us. A lot has happened. What they said during the burial is totally different. The only man who is remaining firm in this position is Edwin Sifuna. Without a legal process in Mombasa, they stood up and said, we have demoted the SG, who is not even complying with what is happening in terms of broad-based government. What do you have to say about ODM? ODM imepotea, imezama. Did we expected this?
Actually, I don't think the problem is majorly ODM. I'll say the problem is majorly our moral standards. We as a country and as a people, our morals are a bit wanting. We need to raise the bar in many aspects than one. There's so much that we leave unwanted. We lack ethos. I remember this when this show was like starting. and
Yes.
and that is back in maybe around almost like a year ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it's close to a year ago, because I remember that is when Mzalendo was calling me and I was driving around up country. And I remember I was at Kishagi back then. I think it's either it was in February or it was in December. Probably those times. So basically it's almost a year over within this show. And I remember telling Mzalendo what we lack as a country, our elders are a bit wanting. We lack, hatuna utu, if I may use the right word in Kiswahili. Tumejaa njaa na tamaa. We are quick to think about ourselves, our tummies, our family, our tribe, our ABCD, whatever it comes about I, me, and myself.
Yes.
And if we are to go forward, the only way, if we are to build any meaningful institutions, the first thing we need to do, above all things, we need to look at our ethos as a country, as a people.
Yes.
So to add that about ODM, I would say ODM was meant to break down, and it is going to break down further, because the people that surround ODM are the same people that surround me, surround you, surround all other entities within our country. We are one people. We do not elect people from Mars. We don't elect people from Tanzania. We elect people from our own communities. I'll say in a wrong way to say that if I were in opposition, or if I was in ODM, if I was elected the party leader of ODM, I would have acted different from what Oburu would have acted. I think maybe, probably, highly probable, I'll act the same way Oburu will act, because we are coming
Yes.
from the same society. Wakenya tunawatoanga mahali fulani. Hatuwatoi Tanzania ama Angola. We are a product of our own community. We go to the same school, we go to the same churches. Ushasikia makanisa ya Wakikuyu? Hakuna makanisa ya Wakikuyu. Yeah, there are no churches which belong to Kikuyus. There are no churches that belong to Luos. If we have Anglican churches which are in Mount Kenya, and the same Anglican churches we have in Nyanza, true or wrong?
Yes, yes.
Bonnie?
Yes.
Bonnie?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. The problem ni network yako ama ni yangu?
Bonnie, this is a conversation. So I'm saying, so it will be wrong for us to say that ODM they were full of themselves. They are full of what will I say? They are full of what desires. They are just a product of our own people. They are a product of us. They are a product of our community. They are a product of where we are coming from. We came from the same school. We came from the same community. We are who we are. So
yes,
ODM, the only difference, the only determinant, and the only determining factor in ODM was Baba. So when the standard was taken away, the rest became normal. We became normal human. They became normal. They went back to their tribal cocoons. Baba tried a lot not to be identified as a Luo, not to be identified as a Nyanza person. He outreached in every dimension and in every opportunity that he got. He knew that he could never get to the top seats, to the top seat without the support of other tribes. So he incorporated the likes of Kalonzo, Nyaga, Najib Balala, Ruto, and the likes. He knew that for a person, for any person to move forward, he needed other people. But now when you look at the ODM fraternity as it is now I won't say fraternity, I will say the ODM, what is left of ODM, because I will not say Sifuna is part of ODM. He is a renegade of ODM. I think today I was reading somewhere, like I think there was a resolution from the PG, the Parliamentary Group.
Yes.
They resolved to stand with the decision that was made in Mombasa by the NECO, I think by the what organ of their party. So I would say Sifuna, Amisi, and Babu, I'll call them the renegades of ODM. What is left of ODM? The shell that is ODM.
So hao wengine unaweka wapi?
The soul of the ODM was Baba. There's something I remember talking to my friend Mogo one day, and I told him there is a reason. There has to be a reason why the Luos have consistently kept on electing and being on the side of Baba for all those years. It was not just meant to be just as a by the way. There was a reason. And this reason, Bonnie,
yes,
is what it was about, the person and the principles the man stood for. Unfortunately, by the time Gen Z's happened, Baba had to choose sides because he was forced. Baba, the decision he made when he made on the issue of Gen Z, and then on the revolution of Gen Z, it was not a decision that was made personally by him, but by forces that forced Baba to make those decisions. Because at any given time, Baba would have colluded or would have stood with the Gen Zs.
Yes.
But there were other yes, but there were other factors, there were other reasons that made Baba not to side with the Gen Zs. For the first time in his life, he chose other forces. He chose fear. Baba at that particular time, he chose compromise. He chose not compromise, he chose fear rather than he chose himself. Whenever Baba chose himself, he was always pro-people. So by the time now Baba was nearing his end time, what basically happened is there were so many forces that were against his decision. There were so many interested parties. Remember, there was the government. There was the bulk of his people in Nyanza. There were other remnants of his people in Nairobi. You understand what I'm saying? And also now there are the people that he had given birth to, like Sifuna, Amisi.
Yeah.
You know, the people in Mombasa. So it was like a tug of war for Baba. It was too much. And at the same time, Baba was not well. Baba was not well. For me, in my opinion, those are the things that brought Baba down.
So, Sai,
serikali unajua tunajaribu kutoa hiyo kiini ya Sifuna ilitoka wapi, because Sifuna didn't just happen.
Sifuna, lakini uone kuna muscles kama sababu uone kuna muscles kama za Raila.
That's what we are saying. We are dissecting where Sifuna came from. We are doing an anatomy of the general problem and the general malaise, everything about what happened within ODM, why it happened. Baba, and remember, while Baba was going through all that, he was with Sifuna. I remember Caleb came on a talk show and he said prior to Baba's death, they had a meeting. And Baba told Caleb that he is not the one who chose the guys who Ruto appointed the CSs. I'll look for that interview and I'll send it to you. Caleb, in his own alisema Baba alimwambia yeye akuchoose. He was in Dubai and he told them that they wait until he comes. Huh? But before he came, Caleb Amisi. But before he came, Ruto had already appointed the 4. Now, since they were already in office, Baba could not have done anything, because first and foremost, if he could have rejected the position of his own deputies, that could also have created a problem within the party. Remember, he was ailing. So me, what I can say is these people took advantage of the position of the situation of Baba. This is a man I regarded highly. Tulikuwa tumeanzisha hata chama ilikuwa inaitwa Mwanzo Mpya na Raila. Ilikuwa tumechukua all guys ambao walikuwa wasomi within the central region from within Nairobi. Na tulikuwa tunaenda, our patron was a son. So I've followed the man closely, keenly. And of course, you also have to give credence to the fact that
nione kama nitapata hiyo speech ya Amisi.
Caleb. Now utaipata. So
Nasema kiasi tu, lakini ikiningatoa kwa studio naweza rudi tu, nitarudi tu, lakini wacha nione kama nitaicheza. Sometimes huwa inaningatoa kwa
ukipata niambie. What I'm saying, hello?
Yes.
What I'm saying is that there was so much tug of war, and there were those people who had the spirit of Baba, and there were those people who had the body of Baba. The people who had the body of Baba ni kina Oburu, kina Junet, because Baba walikuwa nakula Baba. There are those people who followed Baba like a religion. Those are kina Babu. Those are kina Sifuna. And it is very easy. It was very easy for because those are the people who ran away with the soul of Baba. Kuna wale walienda mwili yake na hao wengine wakaenda na soul ya Baba. So it was very easy for those people who ran away with the soul of Baba to have a proper representation and a reminisce within the context of the people. Because people always followed Baba because of what he stood for. Not because he was Raila Amolo Odinga. Not because he was Jaluo. I remember, nilisikia, hii ni kitu nilisikia nani akisema. Now, we were not, anaitwa nani, the Homa Bay governor, akisema that we have already decided, hii chama yetu, hatutakubali yanguke. And we have already appointed Oburu to be the leader of our community and to be the leader of our party. So those people ran away with the ODM as a community party. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But Kina Sifuna, they never followed Raila because he was a Luo, because they are not Luos. Were they Luos? No, they were not Luos. So there are people who, yes, there were people who followed Baba because he was Baba, for what he stood for. And those are the same things that Sifuna has been championing ever since Baba left us. So it was very easy for Sifuna to resonate the same on the ground and the people to hear. So the people that are on the ground hearing, they are not only hearing Sifuna, they are hearing what Baba stood for. And they are seeing the continuation of the process which was already started by Raila Amolo Odinga. I'm telling you this for a fact. Me tomorrow, if Sifuna anaweza simama kuwa president, wakuwa may agree between the opposition, I'm telling you, mimi nitaamka 5. Na apart from tu kumpigia, na apart from tu kumpigia, nitalinda hiyo kura. Sitaenda nyumbani. But it's still not yet. No. But now there is kuna kitu inaitangwa hewa. He need a solid base and a block. He doesn't have one. It can only be backed upon by the others. Wacha hiyo story unasikianga watu wakiongea. Wacha nikwambie ukweli. Gachagua kasimama pale, Kalonzo asimame pale, Sifuna asimame pale pengine. I'm telling you, we will still go back to a tribal cocoons. You talk about Gen Zs. Gen Zs will always be influenced by their community and their fathers and their fathers and their mothers. We are who we are. I started by saying, we are who we are. At the end of the day, we always go back to our tribal cocoons. So what I can say is, if Sifuna can be backed by the opposition to rally, and they rally behind the man, or if he could stand aside and support one of the opposition leaders, Kalonzo, Matiang'i, we are still not yet ready for Gachagua. But let me tell you the truth. If there is one person who I know who can become a very good president in this country, is Gachagua. We need a dictator. Tunahitaji dictator aweke ujinga chini. I'm telling you. But we are still not yet ready for Gachagua. Matiang'i can also make a very good president. But at this particular time, we don't need what we desire. We need what is sober. Kalonzo can bring a bit of sobriety, because we need someone who can be able to listen to this one, and to the other. All things are possible. All dynamics are ready. But first and foremost, we have to deal with the elephant that is within the room. And that is tribalism. You know?
So you're saying we need a dictator like Matiang'i, Gachagua. Gachagua si atafukuza watu.
Let me tell you something. I was never a supporter of Gachagua. But I decided I want to observe the man. I want to take some time and write a note about them. Not to write a note, to write notes about the man. I walked through the journey with him ever since he was taken out of the government, out of the equation. There's something about the man that you can never ignore. And if you do ignore the man, you ignore the man at your own peril. Within a space of a very short time, the man has been able to amass the greatest following within a country than any other person. People talk about Sifuna, but Sifuna, block yake bado, it is still not yet determined. Lawyers, you know about lawyers. Today they are with you, tomorrow wanakutoka. I've never seen any lawyer leader being elected or followed by their own people. The other thing about lawyers is that they are multi-segmented to their greatest disadvantage. So Gachagua, as of now, he has the greatest following. He has the Mount Kenya backing behind him. He has over 7 million to 9 million behind him. So wale wanaweza piga kura ni kama milioni 6 ama 5. Ako na Waembu, ako na Wameru, ako na Wakikuyu. Alafu ako na diaspora. And Kikuyus, watu ongea kuhusu Kikuyus wale ambao wako Central, wako Laikipia, wako Nyandarua, wako Nyeri na wako Meru ama whatever. But very few people talk about the Kikuyus that are in Nairobi, that are in Mombasa, that are in Nakuru. Rift Valley, Nakuru is Rift Valley. In Kisumu.
Yeah.
So you may ignore Gachagua at your own peril. Any other person. Let me ask you something. Ushaona Ruto akiamuka akipiga Matiang'i? Have you ever woken up one day you find Farouk Kibet attacking Kalonzo? Exactly. They know their only threat, their main threat is Gachagua. And if Gachagua decided today that he is not going to run for president and is going to amass and is going to mobilize the entire Mount Kenya vote and any diaspora vote within the region, within the scope of our country, trust me, and he backs that support behind Matiang'i or Kalonzo, that's a force to reckon with. And if peradventure he says now we are going to go behind Sifuna, the Wanta movement will be unstoppable. They know that. They also know, bro, they also know.
So wanajua,
without
wanajua vitisho.
Yes, they know. And they also know that the moment Kikuyus decide not to run and they support any other tribe, they are going to start from a position of a winning position. Hata wasikuwe na Waluya ama Wajaluo ama na nani wakuwe tu na kabila ingine tu moja, waseme ni Wakikuyu na Wakamba. So hizi kabila zingine zianze kuingililia kidogo kidogo hapa na hapa. Trust me, that's a formidable force. So peradventure, if that force was to be added, the Kisis and the Luyas, Ruto is a foregone conclusion. I know, you know, and they know.
Sifuna. So you're saying Yes.
Sifuna is a good name. I was watching Manyora the other day, and he was saying that Sifuna should run for president, that he has got the numbers. You know, numbers against what? Sifuna has the wave. You remember Baba? You remember Baba in 202?
Yes.
Baba had the wave, but he still knew he did not have the numbers. That is the difference.
But you see, in the whole country now, they are speaking of Sifuna. Don't you think that the Gen Z can come up and support Sifuna? Because he has the inheritance of Raila Odinga, and that is what people are looking for.
Bro, who are the Gen Zs?
Gen Z are people below, those are in the age gap of...
No. Where do they come? Where do they come from?
From different parts of Kenya.
Yes, they are from our own tribes. The first influence from our people is where you come from.
Gone are the days when people used to vote. Gone are the days people used to vote because of tribe.
That's what you think. That is an assumption. Until it happens, don't assume otherwise. History has a way of repeating itself. So unless it is done differently, don't bank on something that is different from what has already been, that has already happened earlier. History repeats itself. History has a way of repeating itself. Today, Chelsea is playing against Aston Villa. In recent times, tomorrow, eh? Oh yeah. In recent times, Aston Villa has never beaten Chelsea. Maybe moja one off. Even if imefika hapo, it is at number 3 on the table. That fear that they are meeting an adversary which they have continually, which has continually hit them, beaten them, brought them down continually and consistently, will always pray against them. Now, lawyers. If you talk to lawyers, most of them don't even know. Most of them don't even know they are lawyers. Takwambia mimi ni Maragori. Wacha hii tunapatananga hapa Nairobi. Enda huko kijijini ndani. In 2013, wakati ule baba alikuwa amewika Western, Jubilee TNA ilipata viti huko. In 2017, baba bado akiwa na wika Western, Jubilee walipata bado viti huko. Na sasa hiyo wako na Mudavadi, wako na Wetangula. So unless you come up with that, unless we are talking about something that is already defined and it is already tested and the results we can already show and see, let's not talk on assumptions. Unaona leo hii watu wanaitwa Wakamba.
We are waiting to see.
Unaona leo hii watu wanaitwa Wakamba. Kama Kalonzo angekuwa, it could have been a problem. Uko kila mtu angekuwa anapata zake huku, zake pale. But Kalonzo is coming from down deep and under. He has worked with the people for a very long time. the probability, the reason why unakutanga the Kambas have consistently been behind Kalonzo. And remember, in 2022, over 30% Kambas gave UDA kura. Ni ukweli ama ni uongo? That's a fact. In 2017, Jubilee walipata hata viti huko. There are only two absolutes in our Kenyan politics. Two absolutes: Luo Nyanza and Kikuyu land and Mount Kenya land. Huko, my friend, wakikukata, wachana na hizi sijui Ruto ameenda akapata sijui ma MCA manini. Huko ni pesa anaenda na mwaga na nunua anafanya. Hata waliamua wataki, wacha afanye zile vitu wanataka. Wacha general election ianze. Hapo ndio utatofautisha between mbinu mbichi na mbivu. So I want to say this.
So
we do not fear contradiction. Sifuna is a good bet, but it is an untested bet.
He has already been the senator of Nairobi County. What do you mean by untested? And he has proved to be one of the best leaders.
We are talking about presidency, not senatorial. And in particular, you have to remember that there is something different between then and now. Then he was being supported by ODM. Now he is his own man. He is supporting himself. Yeye ndiye anajituma. Wewe unafikiria kwa nini Sifuna?
He capitalized his own chances when he was given the chance. So already he has the strong base, he has the strong foundation in terms of politics.
Kimanthi, wewe ulianza kuchagua na lini? When was the first time that you started voting?
2013.
2013.
Yes.
2013. Ni nani naweza kukumbusha alikuwa popular and then pumzi liisha tu kama za balloon. Wali sharing wako unakuta mtu anakuanga
2013 mwenye alikuwa popular na ikaisha.
Unajua mimi ningefanya nini ningekuwa Sifuna? You know what I would have done? If I'm so sure about my popularity, ninge resign ODM. Nifungue chama yangu. Na niwaambie sitangangana na kwa let me say this, I'm a student of philosophy. And there's something Machiavelli said. Whenever you postpone a fight, you postpone it to your own disadvantage.
Yes.
Ile vita utachapwa tu. So afadhali uende uchapwe mapema. You redress and you heal and you come back strong. So mimi ningekuwa Sifuna, first and foremost, there will be no day that atai on ODM. Na hizi vita za kukimbizana hapa na pale, yeye ndiye atahema. For first and foremost, he does not have a political clout. He does not have a political muscle. He does not have a political resource. those three things will work against him. So if I were him, I would look for a vehicle and look for a reason to mobilize my people behind that vehicle. Then I resign from ODM and I reseek. Wakati ikiwa nini? Moto. Sikia. Ikiwa moto. Ni seek my same seat. Na hiyo chama nimeingia. Unaona vile baba alifanya? Yes. That's how to make a statement. Na if they cannot vote you even katika senatorial, they are lying to you. They are lying to you. Na ndivyo nakumbuka, I remember. Yes, I remember he came on TV just the other day akasema na nyinyi wale ambao wananiambia tuende. Tukifika pale alafu kikiumana munatoroka. Nyinyi mtakuwa mumenifail. I remember him saying those two things, eh? He is also wary of the situation that so many people will be telling him to go forth, go where, enda tuko nyuma yako. But in actual sense, they are not going to be with him. So if unaona baba vile alifanya, let him stand up like baba what he did in 1997. Baba resigned from Ford Kenya, akachukua NDP, National Democratic Party, akaingia kwa uwanja, akabwaga wote, na alikuwa anatembea na tingatinga. Back then I was still kijana, but I remember those times. So after he does that, it is the hard way, but it is the only way. Akizidi kuingia na kukaa na kuvurugwa ndani ya ODM nini, watasumbuana usiku na mchana, watamchafua, watamtupa nje, atang'ang'ana sijui ende DC. That's rubbish. If I was him, na waachie hiyo ODM. Na ninasema, ninaamuka na nasema I've decided that wacha wabaki na mwili ya baba, mimi naenda na roho ya baba. Mwili tulizika, roho yake iko ndani ya miongoni ya wetu. And let him rally behind the people. Trust me, there will be no force like Sifuna. Na hata asipochukua, hata kaendewa wa make sure wanamuangusha katika Nairobi. Na ni yeye amejisponsor. Hata kama atashindwa na kura 200 ama 100 ngapi, he still be a force to reckon with. Whether atasimama ama atafail. But at that time pia ataweza kujigauge where is his strength. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm not so much excited na hiyo inaitwa nini, msisimuko wa Sifuna. I'm excited about the idealism in Sifuna, because that can be able to propel our country and our politics to higher levels if it is handled in the correct and in the right way. If the actors, the true actors, are properly advised and they take the correct cue. Any other way?
Yes.
Drawing board. I want to repeat it once more. main political player in Kenya is Gachagua. Second political player is William Ruto. Huh?
What do you mean?
Sifuna is an upcoming. Let him, he has to fashion himself properly. He has to quantify himself properly. He has to propel himself properly. Remember, the backup ile Sifuna anafaa kuwe nayo ni ya kabila ngapi? Mbili. The Luos and the Luyas. How he wins the Luos will win him the entire country. Mimi ungeniuliza sai ile kitu Sifuna angekuwa napigana nayo ni kuwin Mjaluo ambao kwa ground. Umechoka?
Already ameshawa win. Already ashawin already watu wa ground. Vile watu wanaongea, Kitengela tuliona, Western pia tuliona. Already watu wako kwa Sifuna. Mbona unasema ni upcoming? Sifuna ni mdogo lakini ukiangalia ile
but is he tested? How can you gauge Sifuna? What standard will you gauge Sifuna on?
Now,
what merits? What demands? Well, you see, you are saying that we gauge it. Exactly. Sai tuseme wamepatana na Matiang'i, wamepatana na Gachagua na Kalonzo na Wetangula, si Wetangula na Eugene na wale wengine kwa table, wanaulizana sasa hii game tunacheza aje? Yeye atasema anacheza gani? Niambie.
Sasa hii Sifuna hii niko pande yangu kiniuliza sasa hii nitakwambia Sifuna mwaka ujao atasumbua sana. Atasumbua sana. Na leo alikuwa anasema ilikuwa ni jana alikuwa anasema Wakenya wakimwambia twende State House. Atafanya hivyo.
Anaenda. Ebuweka hiyo clip ya Amisi tuchukue break kidogo kama 10 minutes.
Nitafute Amisi
niweke kitu kwa tumbo.
Yes. Continue sharing this live here. We are live here, Africa 24 political discussion. Where are you joining this top discussion from? Of course, we are having this discussion here live on here as we discuss about what is happening in terms of politics. So John join us here
the game. But natakanga nizoe. Unaona nikianza nilikuwa na teveva nikaanza kuflow baadaye. Umeona inasaidianga katika hata kwa presentation zangu baadaye. Ninyendete gukora ugishare. Zabota time ile ambayo tunatumianga hata kuongea kizungu.
Of course, we're having some technical issues here, but remember to like, follow, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Afrique24. We're having this top discussion. Of course, we are trying to break down on matters concerning politics, on matters involving politics, and we are here trying to ask, do you think that Edwin Sifuna is capable of going to the ballot next year and then boom, becoming the president of this country? Because people are saying he inherited that vibe of Raila Odinga. He is the only leader who has the vibe of Raila Odinga. That is what most people are saying. So we are here live on Afrique24. You following this discussion, we request you to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Like, comment, and share. You can also be part of this discussion by clicking the link, and this link will direct you to the studio and will be part of us. Politics is happening. Also, we have the world war that is happening in Iran, Israel, and the United States of America, whereby a lot of people are losing their life. The other day, they killed the political leader and, of course, the military officer from Iran. So, do you think that this world war is going to stop? ODM here is breaking down. Raila Amolo Odinga left, and still the only strong political party we have in this country is not standby. It's not strong like we used to see in the last 20 years. Today we had ODM members meeting. Sifuna did not come out. Other leaders did not come out. Do you think that Sifuna, of course, he is the only person who has the vibe of Raila Odinga? During the speech of Raila Odinga, we had this speech from Badi, and of course, Badi is having a lot of added time because from people are saying the treasurer is not being governed in the right way.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency the President, Mama Aida Odinga, Menping, the lady whom I think the entire community should be very proud of, together with the entire Raila Odinga family, leaders who have come here. I have a few remarks to make because this is the most difficult day of my political career ever since I joined politics. I know the reason why I've decided to be strong is that I'm aware that if I went ahead of Raila, he would be strong for me. And therefore I've decided to be strong for Raila Amolo Odinga today. But it was not an easy day. Let me say the following. Many of us here know Raila as Baba. Many know him as Jacom. Many know him as Agwambu. We know him as Tinga. We remember him as Nyundo. He is Okegonea. He can be everything. He sounds very big. But we must remember, for some of us, that Raila started small. Raila worked hard. Raila remained resilient. Raila remained patient to reach where he is. I remember in 1992, 33 years ago, when I was a student at the University of Nairobi, Raila was running for Langata parliamentary seat. He could come to my room, Block J, room 19. Later, Block B, in Malindi, Block B, room number 2. Planning on how to win Langata. That time, the politics of Nairobi was volatile and violent. There was Jeshi la Mzee, led by Fredo Mulogumo. There was in Embakasi, David Mwenje. In Kibra, in Langata, we had Kimani Rugendo, of Fodasili. Very violent campaigns. All the university students from main campus, Parkland and Chiromo were in the payroll of Mulogumo. He had to come to Lower Kabete, where I was leading the student leadership to get support to win his seat in Langata parliamentary seat. That is how Raila started. Raila is a patient man. That is why he has reached where he has reached. But let me say the second. Raila was a forgiving man. Many people here betrayed Raila in one way or the other. Betrayed Raila in one way or the other. I remember in 1996, when Raila took on Wamalwa Kijana for Ford Kenya chairmanship, all the leaders of the Luo community, members of parliament, Raila only remained with Dr. Oburu Odinga, his brother. He remained with Owino from Kisumu. He remained with Fibasio from Homa Bay. He remained with Oirojode. He remained with Tom of Nyatike. And he remained with Owino Chola. And remained also with Ochiengbeo from Madari. All those people apart from Omino and Fibasio, all those won their seats in by-elections. Raila soldiered on, despite the fact that the Luo leadership had deserted him. But now, he has died when all the Luo leaders are behind Raila Molo Odinga, Agwambo Tinga. I am happy that, Baba, you are going ahead of us without me betraying you. I was behind you. You are with me. You gave me positions of leadership when nobody imagined that I could lead. You made me the assistant minister in the office. You made me the longest serving chairman of your party when you were alive. You made me minority leader. You made me Minister of Finance, the first Luo to be a Minister for Finance in the Republic of Kenya. Baba, thank God that I never betrayed you. Even when you gave me the sad news that I was not going to be the governor for Homa Bay County, I still stood behind you because I know why you made that decision. Baba will not disappoint you. I will not betray you. The only place where we disagreed and you allowed it is that you are supporting Arsenal and I'm supporting Manchester United. Allow me to say the last word, my brother in Kijaluo. Joturwa, 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 Musa wakaiwa. Kane Nyasaye oneno ka jo-Israel osetagore higni no miyo gi Musa. Musa nowuotho e bungu. Ji nondhogo Musa. Jo-Israel nomondhoge. But notero jo-Israel mogik e dho river Jordan. Kane oneno ka ne loka cha. To kono jo-Israel ni kanane cho. Piny mang'ich. Piny man gi mor kich. Piny mantie chak. But ok nachop kodu. Abro weyo nu ji e toka ka. Joma biro tero u Kanan. Abro weyo nu Joshua. Abro weyo nu Harun. Jogi biro kawo u. Biro chopo kod u Kanan. Budho ma wantiere ni. Raila osedhi. Awa Musa osedhi. Ang'eyo ni Joshua ni ka. Harun ni ka. Kisomo Deuteronomy chapter 34, verse 8. Tijakisomo Numbers chapter 20, verse 29. Jo Israel kane Musa to, Harun boto, negi kwayo 30 days. Magi yuago go jogi. Wakwayo 30 days kako ganda. Mono wa mon Raila. Bang 30 days. Wabiro miyo direction. Kamo ganda luo dhiye. My last word. My last word. My last word. As a community, Your Excellency, and I want to tell you this, don't be shaken. As a community, there is something we believe in, that a leader, before he dies, a leader knows his death, but he doesn't talk about his death. He will show his people, before he dies, what he wants to be done. He will show his people where to take everything that he has. Raila showed us. Raila showed us before he died that he wanted us to be in government. As a community, as a party, we will be in broad-based government. We will support broad-based government. We will work with you. Mara yud tuolo mamoko, aywago siepna. Lakini, wawegi kanyo. I want to leave you with one verse. That is Luke chapter 9, verse 49. When Joanna came to Jesus and told Jesus that Ruth, waneno jomoko, kayit riembo jochiende, to giluongo nyingi, to wakwerogi, nikech ok gin achiel kuomwa. To Yesu nokone, ni uneno, utimo marach. Ng'ata ma ok mon kodwa, en ng'atwa. Ng'ama ok mon kodwa, en ng'atwa, en ogandawa. Nyasaye matelu, osiepna nin maber, osiepna nin gi kwe.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Mamangu Mama Aida, and the Odinga family. Your Excellency, let me confess that kwa muda mrefu, I have never been in a situation where I have struggled to think of what I'm going to say about someone. And I will not be, Your Excellency, nimeona kama kuna ka contest of some sort. Who was called last? Who spoke about what? Who was assured what? Who was informed of the unknown? But for me, Your Excellency, I want to take this opportunity
Thank you very much, Your Excellency the President, Mama Aida Odinga, Menping, the lady whom I think the entire community should be very proud of, together with the entire Raila Odinga family, leaders who have come here. I have a few remarks to make, because this is the most difficult day of my political career ever since I joined politics. I know the reason why I've decided to be strong is that I'm aware that if I went ahead of Raila, he would be strong for me. And therefore I've decided to be strong for Raila Odinga today. But it was not an easy day. Let me say the following. Many of us here know Raila as Baba. Many know him as Jacom. Many know him as a Gwambo. We know him as Tinga. We remember him as Nyundo. He is Okegonea. He can be everything. He sounds very big. But we must remember, for some of us, that Raila started small. Raila worked hard. Raila remained resilient. Raila remained patient to reach where he is. I remember in 1992, 33 years ago, when I was a student at the University of Nairobi, Raila was running for Langata parliamentary seat. He could come to my room, Block J, room 19. Later, Block B, in Malindi, Block B, room number 2. Planning on how to win Langata. That time, the politics of Nairobi was volatile and violent. There was Jeshi la Mzee, led by Fredo Mulogumo. There was in Embakasi, David Mwenje. In Kibra, in Langata, we had Gima.
Able to complete the clearance.
Boni.
Unamsikia huyo ama hujamaliza?
Mimi nilimaliza kitambo. Unajua mimi sitaki kusikiza huo mjinga.
Kwa nini?
You know, I never thought
Yeah.
there will come a day nitarau badi. But it get to show just how low our politics are. We lack ethos, we lack principles. And we can never be a unique people or a better people without those kind of principles within our lives. You know? Hello?
Yes, nakusikia. Nakusikia.
It's Kwa nini unaweka badi? Why would you put badi? Umekosa watu unaweza eka.
Because he is talking something that is totally different from what we are seeing.
Hey, what now? When you listen to the man, that's just a charlatan. What a better, for lack of a better word. And then anaitwa yote. Oh, baba alikuja kunifuata mpaka kwa room. What is that? Huh? To make himself to appear better and important. There's a way you can say it, and you say it in a soft way and in a mature way without shouting. The man was all over shouting. Huh? Yeah. What now? Just say, just omboleza huyo jamaa pole pole. Wewe ulianza kusikia badi lini? Those are people without Raila. Yes, those are people without Raila. You'll never hear them again. You wait and see. Trust me. You know, people think Luos are stupid. They are not. Huh? Luos are not. Luos are one of the most intelligent people in Kenya. You wait and see. Huh? I've interacted with Luos. Sikatai kuna wale ambao wanafuataka kanuni za kimataifa. The truth of the matter is, if there are two tribes in Kenya who are absolute, wakiamua hii ndio kitu wanataka, hiyo ndio kitu watafuata. Sai waliamua wataki ujinga. Luos may surprise even Kasongo. You wait and see.
Wanasema wana surprise Kasongo.
Luos are not your normal. Luos are not your normal tribes in Kenya, but Luos. Why do you think Luos were not given? Why do you think Luos were not given a strategic positioning within the central? They were not centralized positioned in Kenya. Hebu imagine Wajaluo wangekuwa ndio Wakikuyu wanakuanga hiyo area Ukikuyuni. Ujinga mnakuanga nayo my friend, mngekuwa mmemaliza kitambo. Hiyo ujinga mnakuanga nayo. Angekuwa amenyorosha watu bana. Angekuwa amenyorosha watu kitambo. Hiyo puzi unapata zimu.
Unasema Wajaluo ni mbaya.
Mjaluo achana naye bana. Uliza Moi. Moi aliogopa kabila mbili, Mkikuyu na Mjaluo. But Mjaluo sana.
Sasa hii nikikuuliza, majenzi walipotea ama?
You know, people talk about Gen Zs. You know, Gen Zs, Gen Zs, they were from somewhere. Bro, Gen Zs, they were from somewhere. Huh? They didn't just happen, bro. They came from Nyeri. They came from Siaya. They came from Machakos. Huh? Those are people. Those are children of Kenyans, bana. Huh? And they went back to their tribal cocoons. Huh? You know, people talk about Gen Zs, the way they are going to vote, ABC, this Katai, but majorly, I would say it's just within the scope of urban centers. Eh? Huh? Unaona mali kama town, the town centers. Huko ndio utapata influence ya Gen Z, watakuwa na vote vile wanataka. But huwezi niambia mtu wako Kitui huko ndani, my friend, ati kwa sababu ni Gen Z ati atakuwa nasikia ati vile ati kwa sababu ni Gen Z. Sure.
Majenzi wako, mimi nakushow, majenzi wako kila mahali, kama Ngware, Kiambu, wapi, mashinani, nini.
Yes, I'm talking about those urban centers. I'm saying.
So nasema majenzi.
Boni, mimi nasema.
Alisema watachukua kura.
Yes, urban centers. Not rural areas. Rural areas ni kamoja tuwili. Huh? Those people don't even talk, they don't speak even Kiswahili when they are at their rural areas. They just speak in their rural language. You think they will be reasoning in a Kiswahili mentality? The Gen Zs are within the Gen Zs are within Nairobi. And that's a movement of the young people because they have no jobs. They have so much that they need in life. And it's not there. Kimanzi bana, umeanza kulala.
Majenzi.
Kata show tuendelee kesho.
Najua.
Kata show tuendelee kesho.
Nakuuliza swali ya majenzi anyway.
We have done 1 hour 15 minutes.
Kesho nakutafuta.
Kesho tutafutane.
Naona Gypsy Kona hapo kwa mitandao. Gypsy Kona, our good friend. Gypsy Kona amekusalimia pale kwa mitandao, anakuambia wewe ni shabiki wa Arsenal, hamtachukua ligi.
Mimi ni mtu wa Chelsea bana. But I'd wish Arsenal wachukue ligi.
In discipline cases, Chelsea mko nazo mingi sana.
No, mimi I would wish Arsenal wachukue ligi. Man City wakichukua watatuzoea. It will be a dangerous thing kuwatoa kwa mdomo yao next time.
Arsenal wakichukua wanasumbua miaka 30.
Arsenal hakuna mahali wanaendanga.
Wakichukua ligi mafanzi
so wasichukue
for 30 years. Wasichukue, Man City ichukue.
Acha basi Chelsea ichukue.
Shukran. Guys. Chelsea ichukua. Hiyo ni timu na discipline cases sana. Kila game ni red card. Ni timu ina gani hiyo? Absolutely. Thank you so much my guys. for joining us tomorrow. Simply another political discussion with my good friend here, Giovanni. And if you're following us for the first time, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, Afrique24. Every day, 10 p.m. West African time, we always have this big show taking place. Gypsy Corner, you are my good friend, and definitely you are going to see Edwin. We meet here for more discussion tomorrow as we break down on what is happening in terms of politics. Adios.